Welcome, everyone, to episode 414 of the Thumbstick Athletes podcast. I'm your host, Dan.
I'm Eric.
Corey.
So we are doing something we don't often do on this podcast, and that's cover a mobile game for the main segment. It's actually something we shy away from doing, but every now and again a mobile game will pop up that we feel like we need to cover. And this week that game is Harry Potter Wizards Unite. I really didn't have any interest in this until it came out, and I decided to download it and play it, and well, I ended up really enjoying it. And I mentioned it to you guys, and you guys downloaded it and have played it. So came out last week?
I didn't even know it was a thing.
Yeah, I knew it was in development because I had followed it a little bit because I knew it was by the same developers, or not developers, but it was Niantic who did Pokemon Go, very similar. We'll talk about the similarities and differences, but yeah, I just knew they were working on it, and then all of a sudden, like, it was out, and I was like, oh, okay, well, might as well try it. So that's gonna be the main segment. You guys are at least gonna stay on for what you played, which we're gonna do right after the main segment. Do you guys have anything you wanna tease for what you played?
Yeah, I played a little Metro Exodus.
I'm excited to hear about that because I can't wait to try that.
Played a little Halo 5.
Uh-huh.
That's about it. I tried some of the older Halos with Eric online.
Yeah.
Nice.
That was kind of fun.
And I played.
You're muted, Eric. You just got muted there for a second.
Can you hear me?
Yep.
Yes.
There you go. You played what?
Cadence of Hyrule.
Cadence of Hyrule. Okay. I'd be happy to talk some more about that too.
My mic is like, I really need a new headset. It's super touchy. If I touch the wire, it goes in and out.
Oh, yeah. Like even if you twist it a little bit, it shuts off.
Oh yeah, even if I nudge it.
Okay. Yeah, we'll let you know if you get muted.
Okay.
So yeah, let's get into the main segment. So, Harry Potter Wizards Unite. So, as I said, it's if you've played Pokemon Go, it's almost the exact same thing. The maps are all the same. There's some slight differences, but we talked about it a little bit, and I feel this way. I think it's a better game than Pokemon Go. Better in a lot of ways. There seems to be more to do, especially for me who doesn't like to do the battle and raid stuff in Pokemon Go. I don't do any of the gym stuff. I don't do any of the raids. For me, it's just all about collecting Pokemon. That's only half the game, so that's only half the game that I even care to access. So, But Corey, I'll start with you because you are the most experienced Harry Potter Wizards Unite player. But I feel like you have a little bit of an unfair advantage, which you can get into.
By most experienced, do you mean highest level? Oh,
highest level,
yeah,
yes.
Okay, you guys are level 8.
Yep.
I see.
I've been tracking that.
Yep, me too. I check
was
whenever I
impressed with
can.
your numbers, Corey.
Yeah, I'm So I also knew nothing about this game at all until Dan mentioned it, and I was like, what the heck? I had a good time for a couple days with Pokemon Go. Maybe I can have a good time for a couple days with this Harry Potter game. And I am also not a Harry Potter fan at all. I've seen all the movies. If you explain the plot of the movies to me, I couldn't tell you which was which. It's just sort of in the periphery. I appreciate them, but I really don't care about it at all. That said, I have been enjoying the game, but for me, it's all addiction. I can't say I'm having any fun, but it is a good time sink. It is a little extra motivation to go for a walk. I did find myself a couple times. I sent you guys the screenshot of the village green in my town that I walk through twice a day to go to work and come back from work. And I could literally just sit there all day and get on an endless loop of, going to the, what do they call them? The towers.
In this, they're inns and greenhouses.
Yeah, so there's inns and greenhouses in that area. I could just sit in a bench and get endless inns and greenhouses and do challenges over and over and over again and never run out of energy or resources. Potions might be an issue because they take time to craft, but that probably explains the level difference I have. And also, in my apartment, I have an inn that I can reach.
Oh, man.
Where I'm sitting right now, I have an inn that I
Must
can
be
reach,
fucking nice.
Yeah, so anytime I run out of energy, I'm home and I just, every 5 minutes, just hit the inn again.
Yeah,
so
when
I definitely have an advantage.
When I stayed at your place for Smash Weekend, playing Pokemon Go. Whenever I remembered, I turned it on to spin the Pokestop.
Yeah.
Got a lot of Pokeballs that way. It was very nice.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, it's the same type of thing. Like, instead of Pokemon in Harry Potter, you're collecting images of.
So
I'm not gonna pretend
things
to
in the
understand.
Potter world.
Yeah,
any of that stuff.
Yeah, I'll explain the story. So what happened was, things from the magical world found their way into the actual world. So what you're doing is you're collecting those and bringing them back into the magic world, so that the Muggles, the regular people, don't sense the magical world, I guess. The story of the game is you trying to figure out why that's happening, and that's in the missions thing, which we'll talk about. But yeah, so you're a lot of them are trapped behind something. So when so say you found, well, let me call it up, because I also am not huge into Harry Potter. I did really like the movies. I would like to read the books.
So you found Ron Weasley.
I don't. Yeah, Ron Weasley. Okay, yeah, because there's a few characters in there. Yeah, Ron Weasley's one of them. So yeah, you found him, and he's being harassed by a giant troll. So you have to cast a spell on the screen to get rid of the troll, to have Ron Weasley go back into the magical world. And the way you do that is it's a little mini game similar to Pokemon Go, but you're not throwing Pokeballs. You're casting spells by tracing a little glyph on the screen of your phone, and the more accurately and more quickly you trace that glyph, the more powerful the spell you cast. They have different levels that they are to. It's called threat level, which is similar to in Pokemon Go, the level of the Pokemon that you're trying to get. So, like I said, a lot of similarities. I'm sure we'll be comparing the two quite a bit. But that's the basic gist of the game. That's the reason the game exists, is to bring the magical things back into the Harry Potter world. So.
Another overarching observation I'll make about the game is that I don't think that it's been picked up culturally. I could be wrong about that, but I just remember there being
certainly not like Pokemon.
Yeah, a zeitgeist around like Pokemon Go, like kids outside playing in big groups, like everybody looking down at their phone. You knew exactly what they were doing. Yeah. I haven't really seen any of that with Harry Potter.
I can give you a dollar amount, because they released the dollar figure. So the first day of Pokemon Go, it made over $2 million, and that's with it not really working very well. I don't know if you guys remember that at all, but it took 3 or 4 days before he could reliably connect. It might have even been a week. Whereas in Harry Potter made 300,000 its first day, and I've never had any issues with connecting to it. It's worked perfectly well from day one for me. So it's made significantly less and worked quite a bit better.
I want to hear Eric's thoughts before I make another.
Yeah.
Point. Oh yeah. So I'm with Dan. I think it's a far superior game to Pokemon. It's far more polished. Like Dan said, I have had no issues with connection or anything of that sort. I also agree with what Corey said. It's not even necessarily that I really like the game, but it's addicting.
Yeah.
Like I sit there at my lunch.
That's enough.
Yeah, you sit there at lunch and you're just collecting all the little twigs and berries that are on the ground and all the potion ingredients, and then trying to capture whatever it is to bring it back to the magical world. So yeah, it's just really addicting to just go on there and say, oh yeah, maybe I can knock out these 3 captures here in this next 5-minute window that I have, or I'm finishing up my lunch, or whatever the case may be, just sitting on the couch. I do get a decent number of captures in my house, but my problem has been my spell energy runs out.
Mm-hmm.
And the only inn that I really go near is at my work, which I'm there a lot, but I can't just be over there all the time, because you have to, the building that I'm in, you have to be in a certain part of it.
Mm-hmm.
And, I don't really have any reason to be over there unless I'm doing that or eating lunch.
Right.
So yeah, that kind of sucks. So right now I'm out of spellcasting energy.
Mm-hmm.
So I basically can't play unless I want to spend money, which
spend money. There's one of the daily things too gets you 10 spell power or whatever.
Okay.
I'm not sure which one.
There's no stamina potion, is there?
I don't think so.
If there is, I don't have it.
Yeah, I
There might be later on. As you level up, you unlock more potions and capabilities and stuff. So
But I also enjoy the player profile thing.
yeah,
Mhm.
Is really cool. How you can put your own picture in there. I took a picture of myself with a big dopey grin, and I put I think I picked the Hufflepuff
Yep.
scarf to
Yep.
put around my neck. I was really catching a lot of shit from Will and my wife while I was doing that. They were really giving it to me good about being a dork, but I thought it was funny. And you can customize your spell casting, your wand.
Yep.
Did you guys? I noticed you guys hadn't done that.
I
So-
recently changed mine.
Oh,
I have a
okay.
question, Eric, because
Yeah.
I'm looking at your profile right now,
Okay.
and it's not showing a picture,
Oh, really?
and it's not showing a wand.
I think you have to.
Wow.
I think you have to choose to make that stuff public or not. I think it's in the settings
Okay.
because it doesn't want anyone to be able to see your picture. I guess, even
I
though
guess
So
we're,
I'm guessing
even though we're technically friends.
you guys can't see my picture or my wand.
No,
right?
No,
I could see. Well, I don't know. Maybe.
I don't see it, Corey.
That's interesting.
Oh, you think if it was somebody on your friend list?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Because you
You-
go through all the trouble of
that
sending
would
them
be
your friend
approval
code.
for them to see your Harry
Yeah, so-
Potter.
Corey, when I pull yours up, it just says to register your wand.
Yeah, that's what yours says too. So
That
But it
might
also
be-
says confidential.
That might be a bug, or maybe like I said, because you have to enable that in settings
Mhm.
somewhere in there.
Well, either way, I do like that you can do that stuff and put your picture in there and give yourself a title and pick your profession. That's what it's called. Yeah, your profession. So there's Professor Zoologist. Oh dear.
that's
They
my
deal extra damage.
job.
I picked Professor.
Oh, so we're
And
all
then-
different because I'm the Auror.
Oh, you picked the or.
Yep.
That's funny. Yeah, I picked the Professor. I can't remember why, but I also picked Hufflepuff, and I know you two picked the same one, same house,
Yeah, me and Corey and Val too are all Ravenclaws.
and that was not planned.
No.
It's
No, it was
funny.
not.
Nope,
What
just
made you pick
three
Ravenclaw?
losers at the same time.
I just feel like that's the one. That's the one I would be in probably if I was
Yeah,
actually in the Harry Potter universe.
I just
Okay.
read the short descriptions and then chose the one that I felt would be the most fun. Ooh, what
Yeah.
is this? Sorry, I
No,
probably
it's fine.
should.
So
Right.
the reason that I picked Hufflepuff was because that was the only one I couldn't remember the name of.
Okay.
So I remembered the other three, and I was like, well, I'm just gonna pick whatever the one is that I can't remember, and it
Uh-huh.
was Hufflepuff. yeah.
Slytherin, Hufflepuff, Ravenclaw, and the one that Harry was in, right?
Gryffindor.
Gryffindor. Yeah.
Harry was Gryffindor, right?
He
Yes,
was.
he was.
He was indeed Gryffindor. But yeah, I mean, overall, I'm having a really fun time with it. Like I said, it kills time. It's fun, even if I'm sitting on the John at home.
Yeah,
Yeah.
like you, Eric, too. And Corey, you talked about the addiction. A lot of it too is like being able to play a game like this, but have it mean something.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
it goes with you rather than just playing any old stupid mobile game on your phone.
Mm-hmm.
There's a permanent progression, I guess you could say.
And there's a little role playing in there to upgrade your skills.
Yep. Yeah,
Which is cool.
Yeah, we didn't talk about that, but yeah, for your professions, you get for completing various things, and sometimes for collecting the foundables, as they're called, the little things that you find laying around, the magical artifacts and what's a who's it's. Yeah, you get scrolls to unlock abilities because it's a little more RPG than Pokemon Go is too. So you use those to upgrade your skills. So like my job or profession, I guess, is the Auror, so that they're more like combat wizards. So my stamina is heavily upgraded. My damage output and critical hits for when you're actually doing like fighting are a lot higher than the other professions. So yeah, that's also a nice difference. But yeah, like I said, for me, it's about having the progression that I really like. So
Would you guys agree that the microtransactions are more in your face than they are in Pokemon Go? Maybe I didn't see like the evolution of Pokemon Go because I just played at the start and it didn't feel that way at the start. Like I vaguely remember like you could buy Pokeballs, but that was it. And you didn't even really need to do that. But in this game, like the first day, I was hit with like, oh, you ran out of this, but you can pay this for more. I don't know.
I don't know. I mean, it may be a little more, but I haven't felt like it's over the top.
Okay.
yeah, the only thing I noticed, was at least the first couple days, was the sale thing that was underneath
Under the weather.
under the weather little icon there on the home screen.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, I'm just gonna run through a couple of the other features here. So yeah, you have the ability to brew potions for various things like recovering your health, recovering. So some of them make your spell casting easier. So if you run into a tougher confoundable, which are what protect the foundable or are protecting the foundables when you find them, they make your spell casting a little more powerful. Your vault is your inventory. There's also, as you're walking around, there's potion ingredients that you find laying around that you can click on to pick up. Let's see, utility. Oh, dark detectors. Those are like the things that you put on Pokestops to attract more foundables and confoundables. It's a little bit confusing, but foundables are basically
more
the things
and rarer, right?
more and rare. Yep. Rune
I
stones.
used some today, actually.
Did you?
Yes, because I didn't know what they did.
Oh, okay. You had to figure it out.
Yeah, so I used them today, and there were just a shit ton that popped up on the screen.
Nice.
I'm gonna have to do that next time I'm near a inn or whatever it is.
It was at work. It was near the inn, so.
Probably, if anyone was playing, they probably flocked to it.
Oh, so that it shows that for everybody.
Yeah. Same as in Pokemon Go. If you put I think it's a
okay.
lure. It's called a lure in Pokemon Go.
Yeah,
can-
kind of.
You can collaborate too. Like I was walking around last night, walking the dog, and somebody had put one out, so I added another one to it.
Uh-huh.
Cool.
There's rune stones for wizarding challenges, which I have not done, but I saw that Corey's done a few wizarding challenges. You want to explain what that is, Corey?
I wish I had my head wrapped around it. I got to be honest, I don't. And I can't remember how Pokemon Go handled the gyms, which I think would help inform how this is being handled. But
Right.
as I understand it, you show up. The closest one to me is the library here in town, which is like 3 houses up the road.
Yeah, it's got to be on a fortress instead of it can't be
Fortress,
put on an inn or a greenhouse.
And then there are tiers of the challenges, starting at level 1. I think it goes up to like level 6 or 8 or something like that. And then when you enter the challenge, you choose which runestone you want to use.
Uh-huh.
I have a ton of runestones. I don't understand that side of it at all. What I think is going on is, depending on the type of runestone you pick, will determine the type of enemy that you fight.
Right.
And or influence the types of rewards that you get.
Okay.
But you can also at those fortresses collaborate with other players that are in the area. So when you choose to enter the level, it'll give you like 30 seconds for anybody else around you to also join in. And there's a lot of achievements with that. So I'm hoping I can find some buddies to take on some fortresses with at some point.
Yeah. I'd be down for that.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's your vault in your inventory. There's the registry, which is where all the foundables go, and that tracks everything. So there's care of magical creatures. It's got Hagrid on there, and it's got all of them. A lot of them are in pieces, so it's not just one thing you have to collect. You might have to collect 2 or 6 or 10 or I think up to like 15. I've seen shards of the foundables. So you have to collect that many before you complete the picture in your registry. There's a bunch of different ones. There's ones for exploration. There's challenges. There's mysteries and events, which events are like special events. Right now, the special event stuff is stuff from the Fantastic Beasts movies, which I have not seen yet, so I can't get into what all that stuff is. Your profession window, which is where you upgrade your spells and upgrade your stats and all that fun stuff. Port keys. So port keys are Harry Potter's version of eggs in Pokemon Go. So you collect one, you have keys to unlock that, like incubators are in Pokemon Go. You start opening it, and then that's when you have to do your walking. So I've gotten 2 and 5 kilometer port keys, or I'm sorry, port key portmanteau. And once you open them, it opens a little like AR game. So you have to pick a spot on the floor near you where you want the portal to open, and you click on the portal, so you enter this like room of some sort, and then you have to look around in your phone, kind of AR style, and find the little glowing orbs, and you tap on those, and they give you experience or items or what have you. So it's a neat little AR game that they have on there.
Yeah, and just to chime in for a second, I feel like people who are really into Harry Potter would really appreciate that part of it.
Yeah, and would understand a little bit more, because I think one of them is like Hagrid's room,
Right.
his little hut that he has out in the fields or whatever.
They would, much more appreciation for that kind of thing, for the hardcore.
Yeah, I think that's everything, right? Did we cover everything?
I think so. I mean, there's a couple like cool little mechanics. I don't know if you guys have uncovered, like when you're brewing potions, you can actually zoom into the cauldron and gesture on the cauldron to speed up the time.
I didn't know that.
Yeah, so if you tap potions,
doing that right
and
now.
then when you're on the potion screen, you hit the little eye at the top of the screen. It will tell you the master note steps that you can take on the cauldron.
Okay.
And then you just have to figure out the sequence in order to unlock the 15% speed boost.
Oh.
So it's basically just like a mini game to make your potions go.
Oh, that's pretty cool.
That is cool. I'll have to tinker with that later when I'm not recording a podcast. Okay.
I wonder what else. And again, I'm unfamiliar with the evolution of Pokemon Go, but how much has that game changed since it came out? I'm just kind of curious what kind of opportunities there is for this game to grow.
I mean, the biggest thing they added, which I would love to see added in this game, is the Adventure Sync, which tracks your steps and walking without the game actually needing to be open. And that made a huge difference for me, because I do a lot of walking, but I can't always have my phone on, and especially open to a game. Yeah. So that made it a lot easier for me to open eggs in Pokemon Go. That's not the case on this one. So I haven't been able to get as much walking done in Harry Potter as I have for Pokemon Go. So that's something I would like to see added. But other than that, like really the only thing they do differently now, they overhauled the battle system, but again, I don't really do any battling, is they add more Pokemon every once in a while. So
yeah. Okay.
The events and quests and stuff that they've added in Pokemon Go are similar to the assignments that you get in Harry Potter. So you have your daily, like you would in any MMORPG. There's special events, which haven't done anything yet. There's achievements. So the one I have is cast 20 different spells, and you get 5 gold, which you can spend in the store for whatever. There's a bunch of those. I think they also unlock titles, because I think I got one for making lots of potions. And then there's the SOS assignments, which is the story assignments, and that's how you unlock more of the game story.
Oh, I didn't realize that was the case.
Yep.
Okay. I've done a couple of those.
Yeah.
But I haven't read a line.
That's how I knew what the story of the game was by I actually don't think it was from reading in the app. I think I read an article about the game, and that's how I got the story. So I think I'm in the same boat as you.
I've just figured out a master note.
Oh yeah.
For the Extimulo potion.
Very nice.
Oh boy. Okay.
Good unlock, Eric.
Tried them all, yeah.
Okay.
Oh shoot, I forgot I was gonna. Gold. Have you guys spent any gold?
Yeah.
Yeah.
On what? What do you?
Mostly to unlock more slots for my especially because I have a ton of potion ingredients.
Yeah.
So I've used it to upgrade my inventory a little bit, but also to fill in ingredients for potions.
Yeah,
I spend a
filling in
few
ingredients mostly for
Yep.
me.
for
Okay.
a few gold here and there for whatever I may need.
I think I used some to fill my energy too, before I realized how expensive that move was for my gold.
Okay. Yeah.
Yeah, it goes quick. That you don't get much gold.
No.
No.
A few here and there. A few.
They want you to spend your real shillings.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, they give you a few pennies here and there. Okay. Any other thoughts on Harry Potter Wizards Unite?
Not for me. I'll keep playing for a little while at least.
Yep. Same here. I'm digging it so far.
It's as soon as the progression curve slows down a little bit, I'll probably lose interest. But
Yeah.
as long as I keep getting things and unlocking things and moving quickly through that stuff, it'll keep me hooked.
Do you guys have a favorite spell or
No.
one that you're like bad at?
I like the M one because it's the easiest for me, especially because when we're walking, I'll like mash my phone into the top of the stroller, so I can walk and cast spells if I need to at the same time. So the M is the easy to trace because it doesn't have any curved lines.
I'm really bad at the one that's like a lowercase e.
Oh, okay.
See, that's
yeah.
the one I'm best at, but I'm really
Wow.
bad at the M one.
Okay.
Oh, huh. I have one I'm good at, but I can't remember which one it is. It's not the M,
M is
but
I
I'm
think.
really bad at the E.
Some of them too, they throw in like weird swirls and stuff.
Yeah, it's
I
not
don't know
a
if you guys
straight
have
line.
seen that. Yeah.
Yeah. There was one that I kept doing, like, just like nailing it. I can't remember which one it was though.
I don't hit the masterful, right? Is that the best you can
Masterful.
get? I don't hit
Yeah.
that very often.
I've
No.
gotten it once.
I've hit it
Yeah.
2 or 3 times, I think.
Okay.
I've only been able to do it with a potion too.
All right. Anything else, guys?
No.
Good stuff. Give it a try. It's free. Free to
Yeah.
download. Free to play.
It is.
Definitely.
You don't have to spend money. So, Eric, we'll start with you. We're gonna go into what we played instead of doing nibble bits right away. Just
Yeah.
what do you got for us? I know you
So
played a
yeah,
couple
I
things.
played a couple things. I'll start with Cadence of Hyrule since that's a little more topical, I suppose. So it was made by the folks that did Crypt of the Necrodancer. Now I never played Crypt of the Necrodancer, but I did purchase it on Switch recently. It was like $2 or $3.
Yeah, it was $4.
Yeah, so I said,
Which
why not?
I
It's
bought
$4.
it too.
Yeah. Now, have you played it before?
No, I had not played Crypt of the Necrodancer. I had obviously heard of it, but I didn't even know that it was a rhythm game until Cadence of
Have
Hyrule
you played
came
it since you purchased it?
out. No, I've just been
Okay.
working my way through Cadence.
Okay. So yeah, Cadence of Hyrule, I like it. I'm really bad at it, as it turns out. The rhythm part of it really throws me off. Have you talked about the game at all on here before, Dan?
Yes, a little bit.
Okay. So I'll just give a little background then. So you have to do all of your movement and combat to the beat of the song that's playing. And the longer you can keep a string going, the more I think like it builds like a power up kind of,
Mhm.
or like a combo, that sort of thing. And then if you miss a beat, it breaks it. It's tough because it goes against like my natural instinct. I think I picked up from like Dark Souls is to hit the enemy and then back away as quickly as I can. Which always breaks my beat. So I actually, have you gotten a recommendation from the game to turn the auto beat thing on?
Yes,
Yeah.
I did it first.
Yeah, it was like, well, I see you're not very good at this. Why don't you try this instead? I didn't turn it on, but I am having a pretty good time with it. I haven't played too awful much of it to get real deep into it, but I'm having a good time with it. It's one of those randomly generated kind of things. The music's really good. Obviously, the music's all from Zelda games, correct?
Yep, it's like remixed, up tempoed, I guess a little bit too. Some guitar stuff, some like hip hop type beats, maybe almost.
Yeah, but I mean, I think if you're a fan of Zelda, I think you could certainly appreciate, especially the older Zelda games, you could certainly appreciate what the game is doing. I think they did a really nice job with it.
Yeah, when Corey asked me about it, I told him it's a mix between A Link to the Past and Crypt of the Necrodancer, or it's A Link to the Past with rhythm or beat. A couple tips, Eric. Get the spear as soon as you can. Get the spear.
Okay.
That made it way easier for me. And then I want to say it took me an hour to an hour and a half to kind of get used to the rhythm of it. But also having the spear, because you can, when you attack, you don't need to be right next to the enemy. You could be 2 spaces away instead of right up close. That also made it a lot easier. Actually, me and Val did a rookie camp on it. Was it like a week and a half ago?
What'd she think?
She really liked it, but liked it a lot better after she got the spear, because it just makes the game so much easier. And I'm almost done. I'm in the last dungeon right now in the game, and still use the spear. Occasionally I'll use another weapon briefly, but I'll go back to the spear every time.
Nice.
Yeah. But it's
I would recommend it. It's fun.
It's
Fun game.
surprisingly good. I wasn't sure how I would feel about it with the whole rhythm thing, but yeah, it works really well, and I'm definitely going to play Crypt of the Necrodancer, which I'm told is quite a bit harder.
Oh, really?
Apparently Cadence of Hyrule is a lot more forgiving if you break your beat than Crypt of the Necrodancer is, so also when you clear a room in Cadence of Hyrule, you don't have to move to the beat anymore, but in Crypt of the Necrodancer you have to still move to the beat.
Oh, no.
Yeah.
I might never play that.
Those a few changes that they made to make it a little more accessible for
positive changes by the
Zelda
sounds
fans.
of things.
Yeah, I think so too.
Yeah. So I played that, and then I had Will down to visit this weekend. We went to a concert, and the night before the concert, Will and I played Halo Master Chief Collection with Corey and his buddy Shane from up in New York. Yeah, so we decided we were going to play some SWAT, mostly because that's what Will and I wanted to play. That's what we're best at. So we were all set to kick the shit out of Corey and Shane, and it turned out that did not happen. We beat you guys pretty good in the normal mode, right?
Yeah. Battle Creek?
Yeah. Well, it's Blood Gulch.
Maybe. I have no idea.
I don't know. Fans of Halo are screaming, but
was it the first Halo game that was from?
Yeah, it was. So we played Halo 1, just regular Team Slayer 2v2. Will and I won that, and then we switched over to Halo 2 SWAT, and Shane and Corey took the trophy on SWAT. But it's tough with the controls the way that they are now, or the way that they were back then. Because Will and I were playing Halo 5 to get warmed up, and I didn't realize the controls were as different as they are.
Yeah.
So like when we switched back over to the old games, it was a little bit of a struggle to get used to it.
Yeah, that took me a while to figure out too, and it's kind of frustrating too because I felt like they nailed the Halo 5 controllers, and then to go back and not even have the option to use Halo 5 controls in the Master Chief Collection seemed a little bizarre to me. That's just I get that came out well before Halo, or did it come out before Halo 5?
Yeah, I'm almost positive it did.
But to me, that just seems like something that would be patched in.
Can you put your finger on what was different about it? I'm very.
As
I'm just curious.
No.
Right.
But it was noticeable.
Okay.
In terms of what, the controls?
Yeah, like how did they feel different? If you,
it's just there wasn't even.
Oh, it's the button mapping.
Yeah.
Everything like that.
Oh, the mapping.
There wasn't even a layout that matched Halo 5. You couldn't even pick Halo 5.
You could change it between 1, 2, 3, and 4, but 5 was not an option.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
That's surprising. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know if it's just like they gave up on the Master Chief Collection after it came out or what. Because I was really, that was my first time playing the Master Chief Collection. I was really impressed just with how they kind of make it so you can get into a lobby with your friends and just pick, all the maps in the same lobby.
I can answer that question. They did not give up on it. In fact, they put a very large patch update out.
Oh, really?
Fairly recently to fix all the nonsense. Because before, I wish you had played it before because it was awful.
Really?
really difficult to get in matches, and it kind of sucked. I was super disappointed. I think the year that it came out, it won a couple of our negative awards.
Yeah, it did.
Okay.
Yeah.
And it was maybe not last year, but maybe the year before, a couple of years after the game came out, where they finally fixed everything.
They put
might
that
have been
big patch out.
might have been last year even.
Yeah. I think it was last year. But yeah, so it is definitely better than when it came out. But it was very easy to use. Like Corey was saying, just jumping in a match and setting things up, it was very easy to use, which was nice to see.
Uh-huh.
Mm-hmm. Those Halo 1 graphics, though.
Yeah, they don't hold up.
Did you do the original?
Yeah, we did.
Yeah, but isn't the Master Chief Collection also the game that allows you to switch between old and new? So when we were playing that Halo 1 game, was that set? Well, I guess it's different per person.
That was
right?
the anniversary edition.
So that was the upgraded version.
Yeah.
Wow.
That's kind of how I feel about Spyro. Like, you play the Spyro, the newest Spyro remaster, and you're like, yeah, the graphics probably looked kind of close to that when no, it looks terrible. It's that era graphics do not hold up well at all, and
yeah,
it looks
Isn't
terrible.
that amazing?
Yeah.
When
Funny
they
how your
came out,
brain-
we were probably like, holy shit.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's funny how your brain like makes up for it in your head, because I'm thinking of like the very first level of Halo 1 right now, and in my head I'm seeing it as like Halo 5 graphics, but
Yeah.
I know that's not the case.
Yeah, and I mean, I bought my Xbox. I think did the Xbox come out in 2001? I bought mine in 2002. That's almost 18 years ago or 17 years ago that I bought it. So that's a
half your life.
long time ago.
All right, I'm looking up old Halo graphics.
Yeah. Okay.
Oh boy.
Will and I also played some Rocket League.
Oh, nice. How is Will still the destroyer in Rocket League?
He didn't do too much destroying, but I'll tell you who did get destroyed. The other teams did a lot of destroying on us.
Oh yeah.
We played 3 games. 2 teams put up 10 goals on us, and then the other one put up 6. It was bad.
Ooh.
26 goals in 3 games. We had the leaky defense going.
Was it all Will's fault?
Well, I mean, yeah. I wasn't gonna give him any shit for it.
Sure.
He never claimed to be any good at Rocket League.
And
true.
at least he made an effort, you know.
Yeah.
You got to commit, because he's the one that teases you guys all the time for playing Rocket League.
And the split screen sucks.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. I did want to bring that up about Halo too, Eric. I know, like, I was making fun of you guys when you were using that as an excuse, but it is definitely a valid excuse.
Yeah.
So much.
I was only saying it because I knew that Shane would get angry about it. Oh, I wanted to actually that jogged my memory. So Corey's buddy Shane is a big Fortnite player.
Oh, that's right. Yeah, go ahead.
So we wanted to play a match to try and get Corey his first ever win.
Uh-huh.
So I muted my mic and I said to Will, I said, "Hey, watch this." I go, "Shane loves Fortnite, and he's told us before that he spent a lot of money on Fortnite."
Uh-huh.
So I knew it was going to be very important to him that we saw what his character skin was. So I said, "Will, I'm going to tell him that I can't see his skin, and he's going to get pissed off." So his character pops up on my screen, and it's like this obnoxious like chicken suit. It's exactly what I was expecting.
Sure.
And I was like, "Man, Shane, as much as you played Fortnite, I can't believe you have a no skin character." And he's like, "What are you talking about? I have the chicken on." And I was like, "Oh, that's really weird, man. I don't see it. Just you got the no skin." So every now and again, I just chime in and say, "Man, that's just so weird that you have the no skin character."
That is
He's
funny.
finally like, "I have John Wick on, god damn it." And I was like, "Yes, this is perfect." So Corey, I had texted like while I was doing this to tell him like to play along with it, but he didn't see the message. So afterwards, I told Corey why I kept saying it.
That's good.
Oh, it worked so perfectly.
Nice.
So that was a good time. Shane's a good guy, but I knew he was gonna get so pissed about that.
That was good.
So yeah, it was fun to play some games with people. You know,
Just
some
like
games
hang
that
out.
Yeah, no,
know?
exactly. Like that's my like social time.
Yeah.
Eric, I just read a long article, and I think it was on Kotaku about that's how men our age get their social time. In a lot of
It's so
cases,
true,
is playing games together.
especially when you have kids too, because
Yeah.
like, I mean, I have a kind of a special situation where I have somebody who's always here, so I can leave if I want to. But
Uh-huh.
like, a lot of people don't have that situation. So if your kids go to bed,
Yeah.
you know, you're stuck at home, and that's your time to hang out with people. Like, for instance, sometimes if I play FIFA or something with Jeff, I'll say, "Oh man, I think I might crack a beer open," and Jeff will say, "That's a good idea." And it's like
Perfect.
you're having a beer together,
Yeah.
hanging out, playing FIFA, having a beer, like
Without the awkward like talking on the telephone.
yeah, or like without people at a bar that
Yeah.
you
Yeah.
don't
Yeah.
hang out with,
Yep.
like yeah, it's cool. I mean, I still definitely appreciate going out and doing stuff, but like I also appreciate the online gaming as your social interaction scene
Yep.
as well.
Yeah.
And another observation I'll make about that is it's so much easier to do that, just like hang out and play games with a console than it is
Oh,
PC.
I think that's one of the big things that I like about
Yeah.
consoles versus PCs.
Yeah. It's all seamless.
Yep.
It's great.
Unless you're using a Nintendo Switch for your online only gaming. That's a little more complicated
That's
than
good.
that.
Good.
I have not tried that.
Yeah. It's a little more complicated. Then
Well,
you have to
speaking of that, when do we owe you money for? Is it yearly?
September,
Oh, okay.
I think
Has
is
it
when
been
it's
a
up.
year already?
Yeah, almost.
Holy shit. It's
Sep-
insane.
September.
What? How much is it that we give you, like,
It's like $6 or
$6.
something.
for a year?
Yeah.
That if you had told me that we gave you that $6 2 months ago, I would have believed you.
Yeah.
Nope. September. I think it's like the 17th or something like that. I don't remember the
That's
exact day,
incredible.
but yeah.
All right. Well, yeah. So anyway, that's what I played.
Okay. Corey, what do you got?
Eric already did a good job of talking about Halo. I don't think I have anything to add to that, but I have been playing a lot of Halo 5. In
Uh-huh.
fact, I beat the Halo 5 campaign.
Hey.
Thanks. Thanks,
Job,
guys.
Corey.
Done.
Been a while since I've beaten something, but I found myself pretty well hooked on Halo 5. And I think mostly what it was just the science fiction setting. I think I just had a really good time living in a futuristic setting for a while. My recollection of what went on in the story is pretty weak. I did kind of like that you were two teams, blue team being the Master Chief team and the Osiris team being the John Locke team, which I also did not realize John Locke is from ODST
I think that's
I
right.
never played ODST.
or Reach. I'm not sure. My Will knows all the Halo lore.
Yeah.
But yeah, I thought it was kind of cool to switch between the two, and they were kind of competing with each other. But so yeah, the science fiction setting was a big part of what I liked about it. It was also just nice to be in a Halo universe again. All the nostalgia of the old vehicles, just like seeing a ghost for the first time, getting in a tank for the first time, flying around the Pelican for the first time. That stuff all came to me pretty easily, and it was, I don't know, it was just a good feeling to be back in the Halo universe.
Yeah. It's because it's been a while for us.
Yeah, and I was curious of how the game was received, and I guess it was not received. The campaign was not received very well at all. But
I hated the campaign.
yeah. So Eric had said that to me. So I did have that in the back of my head. I liked it. I know you said you had issues with like repetitive boss battles, which is true because you fight that one guy like 10 times.
Corey, I was ready to stop playing the game.
It never bothered me that much.
I can't believe that. When you told me you started playing Halo 5, I thought to myself, Corey of any of us is going to be so annoyed that you just fighting the same boss over and over. There's not a fucking chance he's going to play that game through.
Well, so maybe it was just luck then. I always happened to have, not always, there was a couple times where I didn't, but most of the time I happened to have like the splinter turret or something with me, so I was able to take him down really quick every time.
Okay.
so I hardly
That probably
even,
helps. Yeah.
yeah, I hardly even thought of it.
I also
probably,
played it on Legendary with Will and Johnny,
that's
so
what I
that
was,
probably didn't help.
yep, that's what I probably was just gonna say was I played it on the normal difficulty, which was probably too easy for me.
Okay.
Because I didn't really struggle that much. There were a couple times where I knew I was just trying to rush through something and I needed to be a little bit more strategic that I found myself dying. But yeah, so I guess to finish my point, the multiplayer was really well received, and I totally get that because I feel like they did a great job of mixing the old with the new style of mobile active frantic shooter versus what Halo was a little bit slower with the shields and deliberate aiming and everything like that. So I don't know. I thought it was a great game, and kind of a bummer that I missed it when it came out 3 years ago.
You didn't have an Xbox at that point. Oh, you wanted to be part of it when it was out.
Yeah,
And
when it
new
was a
and fresh.
thing.
When it was fresh.
Yeah.
Gotcha. Well, coming to PC soon.
Right.
That'll be big.
Is there talk of what's the next one? Halo Infinite or something like that?
Halo Infinite is going to be launch on the next Xbox. I don't know if it's going to be on Xbox One also, but it's definitely going to be Project Scarlet launch. I don't know. I'm sure Infinite's coming to PC because I think Microsoft is pretty much doing all their games PC also.
Yeah.
But I know Halo Reach is going to be on. They're starting testing, closed testing pretty soon for Reach on PC, which I'm actually really excited for. That was one of my favorite Halo campaigns. Just because I can't play with a controller, so.
Halo Reach is I did a little studying on the lore. Is the prequel to.
Yeah. It's the Fall of Reach. I actually read the book back in the day, so.
Yeah, and that was another thing I started thinking about. Like, man, I want to read the books now, but who knows if that'll happen.
Yeah, they're fine. I don't think someone who doesn't know about Halo would like them, but because we have ties to Halo, obviously, I think it makes it more enjoyable for us.
Just a little quick side story. I finished Ahsoka today, the audiobook. I was driving a little bit, the Star Wars audiobook.
Oh, huh.
I don't think I've ever read something I disliked more. Which is weird because that book reviewed really well, but my personal review for Ahsoka is that it's just horrible. Very boring, very formulaic, too much God from the machine kind of thing.
Oh, okay.
I do not recommend it at all. But it reviewed well, and I assume the only people reading those things are actual Star Wars fans. So
sure.
Take my opinion of it with a grain of salt. But yeah, sometimes it's nice to immerse yourself in game lore a little bit further by reading the books.
Okay.
The other thing I played not quite as much of is Metro Exodus. Really liking Metro Exodus. I was curious how they were going to break away from the subways, but they do it in somewhat clever, also somewhat too convenient kind of a way. Like, I'm like, really? Like, that's what has been going on? All right, this is kind of silly. But it works within the frames of the story.
Uh-huh.
I like that it's a little bit more open. It's not quite so linear.
Right.
That's really, like, as far as my thoughts on the game, I haven't gotten nearly as far, maybe only 2 hours into that. Another thing I really like about it is I found myself, is it a spoiler to say? I found myself on a train and just between missions, and you can walk around and just listen to conversations. I think I did that for, I'm not even exaggerating, 20 minutes.
Uh-huh.
Just listening to these conversations that my comrades were having. So there's a lot of attention to lore and story that went into that game that I'm really looking forward to uncovering. I still get a little bit annoyed with some of the beasts that come at you. It's just you're just getting swarmed by werewolves, at least where I'm at right now, and I find that very annoying, and I've died a lot, even on the normal difficulty. So maybe it's just hard to go from a game like Halo to a game like Metro,
Sure.
Because Metro does the scarcity of resources, so you got to be a little bit more careful and sneak.
Yeah, you're not a super soldier in Metro Exodus.
At least not at the start of the game. we'll see what happens there. But I really like it so far. It's great atmospheric game. Sound design is just as awesome as it was in the other games. I'm really looking forward to seeing what else is in there because I'm having a good time with it.
Yeah, I've got that downloaded on PC right now. I just haven't had a good opportunity to play it. So
Yeah, I
Just-
wasn't
just waiting on
expecting. I didn't know it was coming to Game Pass or anything.
Yeah.
Then I just logged in the one day, and I think I messaged you guys, and I'm like, "Is this for real?" And you guys were like, "Yeah, it was just added." So
Game Pass is the best, man.
it is.
it really is.
I shelled out the $1 to try the Game Pass Ultimate. I think
So
that's what
did
it's
I.
called. That's the Xbox Live Gold for a month, and then PC Game Pass and Xbox Game Pass. It's going to be $15 a month, which is actually that's worth it for me. Because I would at least have Game Pass anyway, which is 10.
Would we be better off splitting the Ultimate?
Probably.
We should just do that then.
Yeah, there's not a yearly subscription as of right now, but you can
The-
split it monthly.
The only way you can do it is by there's kind of a trick. You can upgrade your Xbox Live Gold to Xbox Live or to the Ultimate Pass. So you can buy up to 3 years Xbox Live Gold for $180, and then you go on the website or something and you can upgrade that to having the Ultimate. So you can essentially get 3 years of Ultimate for, I guess it's $180, unless you can find the gold cards cheaper, which sometimes you can, sometimes you can't. So it's a steal. It's a flippin' steal.
I feel like Microsoft is setting themselves up for a lot of success with the next round of. I'm okay, thank you.
Yeah, absolutely.
They're due for the win.
They are due for the win.
Yeah.
They just need to hammer down those exclusives because Sony still has the meat there.
So-
But
Yes, they do.
they're making the right moves. Anyway.
They're launching with the new Halo, they said, right?
Yeah, which I can't say enough good things about that. I mean, the launch titles for PS4 and Xbox were awful.
Terrible.
And I mean, the Nintendo Switch launched with Breath of the Wild, and look at that,
Mm-hmm.
jump-started the console sales for that.
Yeah,
So.
definitely.
Okay.
You just need a couple of those games,
Well, and it's crazy that they would even think about launching something without it.
Yeah.
Without something
I guess
big,
maybe now they wouldn't, but it's crazy to me they ever did.
Yeah. I mean,
I even feel like it was a while after the two consoles came out before they had any exclusives worthwhile. Wasn't a year before it was over a year before Bloodborne came out, wasn't it?
Yeah.
For the PS4.
So
a couple years, wasn't it?
How long was that first good Xbox exclusive?
What came out? Infamous? Was that around launch?
Yeah,
Yeah.
I think that was
But that
launch
game
or shorter.
sucks.
Yeah.
I thought it did.
Average at best.
Yeah.
So, okay. As for me, what I played, I also played Cadence of Hyrule, which I talked about. My son bought himself a 2DS,
Nice.
which I was very proud of, and he got the bundle that came with New Super Mario Brothers 2, which is the one where you collect all the gold coins. I haven't tried that yet, but he also bought himself Luigi's Mansion Dark Moon, which I've been playing a little bit of. Probably 3 hours worth in. It's pretty fun. I get why people complained about Dark Moon as opposed to the original Luigi's Mansion, because in Dark Moon it's mission based, so you go in, you can't freely explore wherever you are like you could in the first in just Luigi's Mansion. Dark Moon's mission based, so you go in, you complete the couple of objectives that you need to, and then you're out of there, which I get some people didn't really like. I think I would like the old way better, but I am going to get the actual Luigi's Mansion for it. I think it's like $22 on Amazon for the 3DS or 2DS or whatever. But he also got Corey, and I know you like this game, the Link Between Worlds.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. So
Love that
I am very excited to try that. I have not tried it yet. Can't wait. So.
Speaking of that, when's the Link's Awakening come out?
September 13th. Sometime in September 3rd. I don't know.
I was just thinking that that's forever away, but it's really not.
No.
They got a lot coming out the rest of the year. Nintendo does.
Yeah.
It's
Pretty much one big game every month Nintendo has.
Switch, man, keeps on giving.
Yes, it does. So that's all I got. You guys probably have to peace out, don't you?
Yeah, I gotta go. I gotta
Okay.
get up
Pushing the limits here.
at the crack of ass tomorrow morning and head up to take my wife.
All right, sounds good. Guys, thanks for joining us.
Always
Thanks,
a pleasure.
Dan.
Yeah.
Next week too, hopefully.
Next week too, yeah. Hopefully doing Mario Maker. If not next week, it'll be the week after. But I would like to do it next week if at all possible. Corey's got to get some time in with it next week, so because he won't be able to play over the weekend, right?
We got to see. My buddy's bringing his girlfriend up, which I'm glad he is. I wasn't expecting it though, so now I have to like rethink my whole weekend plan to accommodate.
Oh, gotcha. So you can't just sit and play Mario Maker all weekend?
Right.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
Understood. All right. Well, hey, thanks for joining us, guys. We'll see you later.
Bye.
All right. Oh, hey, Beardless. So yeah, I'm gonna take a quick break. I'm gonna have my wife on for the rest of the episode, but I've got to make sure she can actually be on the episode. So I'm gonna take a quick break. I'll be right back. Okay, and we're back, everyone. We are gonna be doing Nibble Bits. I actually only have one Nibble Bit. I didn't realize I hadn't tweeted anything, and that's that. Right now on Twitch is the Summer Games Done Quick charity event. For anyone interested or even not interested, it's really fascinating to watch. I'll talk about it more during my week, but it's a week-long speedrunning event where they have, obviously speedrunners come in and talk about the games, talk about the exploits and whatnot that they use, the strategies that they use. They break it down really well. But it's for a good cause. It's for Doctors Without Borders. So if you're interested, please donate. If not, at least watch, share the information.
It's super fun to watch.
Yeah,
it's been really fun to watch.
I'll talk about it more during my week because I've pretty much watched nonstop the entire thing.
Have.
I've had it on. I've had it on at the very least in the background. So
yeah.
Definitely catch that. So
sure.
We'll roll right into our weeks. I'll let you go first.
So I had a big event today. So I ordered a new phone. So I had a Samsung Galaxy S8 Plus. So I got that about 2 years ago. It was almost exactly 2 years ago. Nothing really wrong with it, honestly. The power button was getting a little funky. It was getting really hot. And, there was something else. I don't know. Just battery life and, like, the buttons were, I've had this phone for a long time. And, like, the buttons kept, like, getting all weird. And I would hit one button and another button would happen. And I kept taking, like, 15,000 screenshots. I don't even know if I told you this. Like, every time I'd hit a button on my phone, like one of the physical buttons, like I would take a screenshot. It was just really annoying, and I checked the settings, like there was nothing I was doing. So anyway, we decided that we would switch phone providers. Mm-hmm. Should I talk about that?
Yeah, of course.
Yeah. So we've been with AT&T for like since college. Like
yeah, it's been a long time. At least since I moved out on my own. So
right.
15, 16 years.
Yeah. So we've been with AT&T a really long time. And I know that we've talked about it a little bit on the podcast, but around Christmas 2 or 3 years ago, we got some hefty fraudulent charges on our AT&T account for like 2 iPads, I think, 2 brand new iPads.
iPad Pros.
Yeah.
For about $1,000, I think. Yeah,
each. So we got these fraudulent charges, and we contacted AT&T, and obviously they took them right off, and they were great about that. But they were like, you need to report this to our fraud department. And I was on hold for 3 hours, and even the person that I had talked to said, like, you might not get through, but it's worth a try. So 3 hours of just like having my speakerphone on, waiting. Then we got another fraudulent charge.
It happened a couple times.
It happened a few times. None of them were as big as the first one. But each time, like, we'd report it, they'd cancel. Actually, it got to the point where I was just canceling them. Like, I was checking weekly, and I was getting really paranoid they had me go through all this rigmarole to change this number and change this ID and change that and blah, blah, blah. And still, like, it was not, I was still getting fraudulent charges. Things were getting ordered on our account. So we've been talking about switching for a while. So we officially left AT&T, and we are...
The price of it was
Oh,
exorbitant,
and
too.
the price. So I had... what did I contact them for? Because my Wi-Fi calling wasn't working on my phone. That was another issue, which, of course, it just started working like 2 days ago after I had already ordered my new phone. But... So Wi-Fi calling wasn't working. I reached out to them, had kind of hinted at the fact that I was probably going to switch providers. This was about a month ago. Mm-hmm. And they were like, oh, like, we've got a cheaper plan. We will fix this for you. And I was like, great, that's what I want. Make me happy, whatever. And the only thing that ended up happening was last month or 2 months ago. Well, I guess it was a month ago. No, it was 2 months ago. So this happened longer than I think. But anyway. So, like, 2 months ago, they way overcharged our account. Way overcharged it. And I was like, well, maybe it's just a fee for switching accounts, whatever. And I didn't pursue it because I was like, this is not worth the hassle, because I'm not going to really get an answer. Then the next month, which is the bill that I, like, just paid, they at least deducted the credit because I had overpaid on the account for whatever. So they deducted that, but it only lowered our monthly bill by like $30. And I was like, this is it. Like, we're done here. So we paid off what we had left on the phones and ordered Google Fi.
Yeah.
So we are with Google Fi now.
Yeah, the reason for that is too, Val at work doesn't get good service.
Oh yeah, that's the
biggest.
biggest.
Small town where we grew up, actually.
Yes.
And she doesn't get good service there. We've never had good AT&T service there, so
No.
we went with Google Fi because if you order a Google Fi phone from Google, it switches between 3 different networks. It switches dynamically between Sprint, T-Mobile, and U.S. Cellular, which generally has pretty decent like rural coverage.
Yeah.
So that's why we got that. I actually kept my phone. I've got a Galaxy Note 8.
Yes.
So I just got a SIM card, which is T-Mobile. So I only have T-Mobile on this, but she has the one that switches.
Right. So that was another reason for me getting the phone, because I want to be sure that I have coverage. Because unfortunately, where I'm working, our Wi-Fi isn't always reliable, especially for cell phones. That should change actually this summer because we're redoing our whole infrastructure, which is going to be really exciting because they're going to be ripping out ceilings and climbing around all over the place. But yeah, like, it would be like it got to the point where, I'm at work from 8 to 3:30 or 4. I'd go out to my car, at 4, and I'd have missed like 7 text messages and 4 calls, which I mean, like, 12 years ago, that's what we all did. Or, 20 years ago, because we just had an answering machine on our home phone. So, yeah, first world problems. I get it. But, like, I have 4 kids. Like, we have 4 kids.
Yeah.
Like, I need to be able to get alerts through my phone. It's not ideal for me to leave my work phone number with important places, because I don't want them calling my work phone all the time. Because a lot of times it goes through the office, so the office knows I'm getting these calls. So it's just... it's a long story and I made it really long, but it was just time. So I haven't, I've literally had my phone for like 5 hours at this point. Yeah. So
did you say what phone it was? I don't know if you said.
Oh yeah. So I ended up getting the Google Pixel 3 XL. I went with the 3 XL because I wanted a little bit of a bigger phone. So my Galaxy, I love that phone, and it's a great phone. Galaxy phones are wonderful, and it's weird because we were figuring out I've had a Samsung phone for at least 4 or 5 years now.
Yeah.
So it's weird to change. It's not a ton different. There are some things that are different, and some things I'm definitely going to have to get used to. But the screen is really nice. I got the color not pink, and it's not pink, but it's pink. Like, it's really cool. It's really neat. It was hard to find a good case, I feel like, for it. But, it's not a Samsung and it's not an iPhone, so it's not going to be as easy.
Ubiquitous.
Sure. But there's a lot of, really nice things about it. It's going to do what I want it to do. I know people rave about the camera. I've taken a few pictures, but nothing that really, that I'm like, woo, not yet, because I haven't really had time with it. But yeah, and then the true test is going to be tomorrow when I go to work,
Right.
To see like what my service is like and all of that. But yeah, so it's exciting. I have to say, like, I want to check, I'll have to check in because I'm a little hesitant because I'm kind of right now like, oh, like there was nothing wrong with my old phone. I miss my old phone, but I have 15 days to give this phone a try. And if I want to send it back, I can. But so far, so good.
Yeah.
So I'll report back at some point.
Yep.
Yeah.
Anything else?
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, last night took off my Fitbit. I have a Fitbit Versa. Dropped it in our bathroom on a tile that was sticking up just enough to crack the screen for me. Luckily, it's only in a corner, so it's not. It hasn't affected anything yet. But I have another Versa probably on standby if I need to order it. I have a Target Red card, so I can get 2-day shipping, 2-day free shipping, and it'll get here. So that, and then this morning on my way to work, I hit a chipmunk, and I'm really devastated, kind of still. My advice after having hit the chipmunk, I haven't hit an animal, knock on wood, I mean, since I was in high school on the way to my SATs. This is a fun story, really quick. I was on my way to my SATs, and I hit a woodchuck. It was my first time I had ever hit an animal. I hit a woodchuck on my way to my SATs, and then not even 5 minutes later, a bird flew into my windshield, day of my SATs. Like driving to the test. So that was the last experience I had with hitting an animal. So this morning I hit a chipmunk and it was terrible. I saw it and I was like, dude, you gotta move. And I slammed on the brakes and all my crap out of my work bag went flying. My water bottle spilled. I had pens and papers, crap all over my car. Like my keys were in my bag. I couldn't find my keys when I got to work to like get out and lock my doors. Oh my gosh, it was a mess. And I saw him and I was like, dude, you got to move. Like I slammed on the brakes, but there's nothing, there's nothing. And he must have turned. But my advice is I looked in my rearview mirror because I was like, I didn't get him. I'm good. And yeah, no, I got him. And I saw the aftermath. Just don't do it. Don't look in the rearview mirror. Assume you didn't hit him.
Keep going.
And keep going. Because I had to stop at the gas station and cry for like 10 minutes. I'm not kidding. I don't know what that says about me, but I love critters. And we have chipmunks. We have like 3 chipmunks.
Yeah.
That may or may not have names that come and eat the bird seed off of our front lawn. So
yep.
I was really upset. So I'm sorry, chipmunk. I didn't mean it, but you didn't make a smart decision to stay in the road.
Yeah.
And I think other than that, work is crazy, but the kids in my school, their last day was Monday, and the teacher's last day is tomorrow, so things are quieting down as far as like people, but my work will just be insanity from about, my crazy busy time is like the start of June through the end of October, so I'll get some downtime in November that I'm looking forward to, but right now it's insanity. So yeah, I think I don't think I had anything else to report.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. I've got a couple quick things. Well, first of all, like I said, I've been watching the Summer Games Done Quick. I've always like watched a little bit here and there, but this is the first time I've actually like sat and watched and paid attention and all that stuff.
Yeah.
I'm really fascinated by all of it. It's really interesting to see how players break down a game and find glitches and use those to their advantage. I was also surprised by how much of a community the speedrunning community is. When some of the speedrunners, when they were, well, first of all, they like the person doing the actual speedrun sits in the front, and then behind him is other speedrunners for the same game, so they kind of talk. If the speedrunner's like busy with an intense part of the game, the people in the back will take over and explain like what's happening, like what glitches they're using, in a lot of cases where they came from, and I was surprised at how much collaboration goes on between all the speedrunners as a community, and they'll give shout outs to people who came up with this strategy or this strategy.
Yeah,
So that was a surprising thing for me.
Mhm.
I expected it was like a every man for himself type of thing, and you know, you just assume the worst, I guess, for a gaming community. But no, it's a very welcoming community. A lot of them were like, hey, you know, we have all these, you know, join our Discord if you want to get into speedrunning. We have all these videos and tutorials. They can help get you started. You know, just go here, go there, follow this on Twitch or that on Twitter or what have you, and we'll get you started. So that was also surprising to me. But it's been super cool to watch.
Yeah.
So
yeah, it's mind-boggling to me. It's just one of those things that you don't know it exists, and it's like when you find it, it's like wow, like, you know, it's just neat to find little communities like that of people doing their thing.
Yeah.
Like, I love that, you know, as long as they're not hurting anybody and, you know, following all the laws or whatever. Like, they're just a group of people having a good time, and that's their thing, and I never even knew it existed, and it's been super fun to watch, and it's been like nice to have in the background because it's kind of calming, and I don't know if it calms our kids down, but but it's just neat to see. I'll kind of be sad when it's over because we've had it on so much, so it's pretty cool.
I've even, you know, I'm in gaming, and I never knew like the extent of it. I knew obviously of speedrunning, and I knew there was a little bit of that going on, but it's a lot bigger than even I anticipated. You know, a lot of them have big Twitch followings, and they speedrun a bunch of different games. A lot of them are wildly entertaining personalities, which was also a little bit surprising, I guess. But it's been good. I'm also going to be sad when it's over. I'm going to go back to not having anything to have in the background.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah. Well, I mean, we'll have to enjoy The Office while it's on Netflix while we can, right?
Yeah, that's on its way out.
Ridiculous.
Not for a while though.
Yeah, we've got time, but.
All right.
Yeah. I'm trying to think if I have anything else, but I don't think I do.
Yeah, right now we're just counting down the days until Mario Maker 2 comes out. That's going to be a big thing in our house. Yeah. I actually think maybe Friday night I'll stream on Thumbstick Athletes. I'll be playing some Mario Maker. Yeah. I'll make some levels or whatever I decide to do, but probably have a live stream.
Yeah, it's a big deal. It's our oldest son's, you know, first game release.
Big game release.
Big game release.
That he'll be a part of.
Yeah, because, you know, he's 8 now, and he's totally in it. He's working on writing his own video game. Yep. He is working on writing his. We're picking it up at Best Buy. I didn't want to take the I don't want to get digital because we each have a Switch. And he would have had to use my Switch, but I want him to be able to have his own thing, his own levels, have his own. So I got the physical copy. I got it from Best Buy. I didn't want to take the chance of Amazon not getting it here on time. I've had a lot of trouble with that. Or Target. I also didn't want to, or Target, or even Best Buy. So I bought it, and we're gonna pick it up in the store. I think the store opens at 10 a.m. But he's got a Mario Maker T-shirt. Yep. That he's gonna wear, and I'm gonna wear my Super Mario World shirt. So we're gonna be wearing Mario shirts. Did you plan this?
It was his idea.
Was it
really? To wear his Mario Maker shirt. And I was like, I'll wear my Mario shirt too. Might as well.
That's adorable.
Mario World shirt. So.
Oh, that's so great. Yeah. It's nice to see him, you know, just grasp onto an interest and take off with it. Yep. So it's fun.
So that's our plan for Friday.
Cool. Very cool.
I think that's everything for my week, right?
Yeah, I'm having a hard time because yesterday and today were like so traumatic and important that I don't think we have anything else that I can think of.
Check. I don't believe we have any feedback. I kind of made the episode post late because I was waiting. I wasn't sure that we were even going to be able to do this episode this week. I thought we might have to wait till next week. So
yeah, we're very last minute. That's what we do.
It's just been that way because of how. You know, our kids are finally out of school, so I haven't had any time to do anything during the day like I like to. Make Facebook posts or whatever. Sure. So,
and we've had a little bit of a rough time. I mean, you know, having 4 kids home is busy, but like our daughter has had a really hard time being away from her teacher. She had such a good teacher this year. That's been really hard. She's had a lot of times where she gets really upset. She has a little yearbook and she just looks at her teacher and it's so sad, but I'm glad that she had a great teacher, but it's hard.
Yeah. So it doesn't look like we have any feedback, so we're not going to be doing feedback this week. As I said, I apologize to everyone. That was my fault for making the episode post so late. I usually like to post earlier in the week, but I made it today, like this evening, that we were going to do the episode on Harry Potter Wizards Unite. So next week's episode is probably going to be Mario Maker, but if we decide to push Mario Maker back a week, it'll be our mid-year recap.
Wow.
So that'll be just me and then clips from the big game releases that we've covered so far this year, which there's not as many as usual, but I also don't feel like there's been as many big games that we've covered. So that'll be next week's episode. So
wow, I can't believe we're already there.
Yeah.
Yeah, we did have we have a silly tradition that I started. Yeah, we do halfway to Christmas. So we had halfway to Christmas yesterday, and that was fun. The kids just got a little.
Which is why Max got Link Between Worlds.
Yes.
That I told Corey about.
Yes. Yeah. Yeah, and the kids can't listen to this now.
I know. They won't listen. Not for many years now, would. Probably.
Yeah.
So, I think that's everything. Thanks for joining us. We'll see you next time. I'm so confused because I've been doing Rated G videos. That'll do it for episode 414 of the Thumbstick Athletes podcast. I'm Rose Dan.
I'm Val.
Thanks for listening, and get out of my basement. And Dunsky. Okay.
That was great.
Yeah, I would like to hopefully... I don't know if I'm going to have time to do it. I want to finish Cadence of Hyrule. I'm on the last dungeon.
You may as well.
Well, I don't know if I'm going to have time. I've got to... Because this has to download, and... yeah, Beardless, thanks for joining us. We'll see you next week.
Have a good night.
Hopefully, again, I can let everyone know sooner when it'll be Wednesday or Thursday probably.
Yeah.
Just on Twitter, follow us. That's where I've been posting most updates. I've kind of abandoned our Facebook because it doesn't show anyone any of our posts.
Well, it's because you don't have enough activity.
It's that, and we don't pay for publicity.
Yeah.
So.
Well, hey. Social media director, I'll do it.
Yeah, I'm thinking of migrating, not doing anything with the Facebook. I post most stuff on Twitter. We do have an Instagram, but I'm thinking of reviving that instead of Facebook because Facebook is just too controlling of stuff people see. And
the Instagram, when you post, you can have it automatically load to Facebook too, so you don't have to double.
Don't like Facebook very much.
I know you don't, but I'm just saying, as your pretend social media director,
maybe we'll see.
Something to think about.
But yeah, thanks for joining us. We will see you later.